Hello, my savvy service providers. Happy Wednesday. I am so excited to have this conversation with y'all. This is a just huge topic I talk with clients all the time about. And I know if you're out there and you're a service provider or you're a parent or you have another business or you're working another job, like this is going to support you so much because I just know so many business owners out there are taking way more actions than they actually need to. And it's actually really so much more simple, and you can take fewer actions to get to 10K months than you probably think that you do. So that's what we're diving into today. We're talking about the 3 simple strategies my clients use to get to 10K months without overwhelm. And again, this is something like behind the scenes. I'm literally talking to them like all day, every day about and revisiting. Again, because my clients are hands-on mamas. They have kids, they have other businesses, they have jobs, they don't want to work Fridays, like whatever that is, this is going to really support you so that you can see you really don't have to probably do as much as you are doing right now to really get the results now and in 2025 that you want. So that's what we're going to jump into as a thank you. I just am so grateful for you being here, catching the replay. Say hello, leave your comments, leave your questions. I'm going to give away a sold out strategy session. So this is one of my free one-to-one coaching calls. It's 30 minutes of support on you and your business, figuring out, where's the gap, where's the leak, audit kind of your process and sales process and lead generation process to see like, where's the opportunity to really close the gap and do less work and less effort to create bigger results. These are free coaching calls. I am fully booked now. I don't have the availability to just offer these all the time. So these are something I'm now giving away on some of these live streams. And if you're on my email list, I will be giving one of those away once a month to someone on my email list. So keep your eyes out for those to come through. But again, leave your questions, leave your comments. I want to hear from you. Let me pull myself up in the group and make sure we're running. Also, I'm going to drop a link below for my best fit call. These are open for about 2 weeks in December. I'm booking for 2025 availability at this point. My clients, pretty much 99%, like at this point with this roster, 100% of them renew. And so in order for me to have a spot open in 2025, a seat needs to come available, but I'm going to go ahead and start booking best fit calls so that I can connect with you and go ahead and get you lined up for anything that does open up in 2025, or maybe I'll get some more stuff handed over to my VA and be able to just open another spot, because that would just feel really good for me to be able to like expand my 10-seat diner to 11 seats. So that might be coming too, but go ahead and book your best fit call. Again, this is me discerning for fit as much as it is for you. I will be the first person to tell you if you're not someone that I can support, or if your business isn't something that like is up my alley or in my wheelhouse. Like, I'm happy to refer you to someone else. This is a zero pressure call so that we can just connect. If you are thinking about getting support in 2025, go ahead, do yourself a favor, book a best fit call and go ahead and get on my list and on my roster. You can be the first to know about these spots as they open up. What else? And if nothing else, you'll walk away with a bunch of clarity. I know people walk away from these calls just feeling so good, so reinvigorated about their business, so hopeful, just feeling like, okay, there's someone who's got me, and it's not as complicated as I thought, and it's not as overwhelming as I thought. So if nothing else, you will walk away feeling really freaking good and lit up about your business and being so clear on what is a next good step for you. So let's dive in, shall we? We're talking about 3 simple actions my clients use to create 10K months without overwhelm. There I am in the group. All right, so often I hear other coaches or just people in the online space who are selling stuff, they are teaching like one specific thing that worked for them. So I've heard like some of the newer coaches who haven't been supporting business owners behind the scenes for 8.5 years like I have. They're like, okay, Pinterest is the thing, or blogging is the thing, or creating a year's worth of content at one time is the thing. Like, insert all these things. And it's typically they're teaching this because that's the one thing that they know, or that's what worked for them. But again, I've studied different businesses behind the scenes for almost 9 years now. And I just know that like, it's not just one thing. So you'll typically never see me sitting here teaching you about Pinterest or blogging or creating a year's worth of content at once, or ads, or insert a million other things. And again, like, I reserve the right to like do that if I change my mind and want to do a live stream about one specific thing. Like, I totally can, but I typically don't, because all of those things work if you work it. And the reason that those work is because they check one of the boxes that we're talking about today. And so this is why I just see all these text messages. Lost my train of thought. Why I see so many people doing way more than they need to, because they think that like Pinterest is the thing, or that blogging is the thing, or that expanding their newsletter email list is the thing. And like, they're trying to do so many things because they're not clear on like what the actual few things they can implement to move the needle forward are. And so they're literally just like throwing spaghetti at the wall, doing everything you could possibly do. And again, all of these things work, and that's why it's so confusing, and that's why it feels so overwhelming, because they all work. And you can see online someone got these crazy results, or they don't have to get on best fit calls, but they filled their whole roster because of whatever they're talking about. And that's why it's like so hard, and why I see so many business owners struggle so much, is because they're taking so many actions, because they hear all these different people say, well, this worked for me, and this worked for me, and this is what you need to do. So we want to get super clear on your strategy and make it really simple. Like, if you can't explain to me in like 3 sentences what your strategy is, it's too complicated. You're doing too much. Like, that's kind of like my litmus test of like, it needs to be really freaking simple, that you can just rattle it off in like definitely less than 3 sentences. So if you can't do that, go write your strategy down. Like, go write it down, what you're doing, how you're getting clients, how you're creating lead gen, how you're converting those. Write that down. And if it's more than 3 sentences, we need to have a chat. We need to reevaluate, book a best fit call, and we will literally pare that down, because that's what needs to happen. So this conversation today is going to be short and sweet. I actually have a facial scheduled in a little bit, just for me personally. If y'all know, if you're on Instagram, I'm always sharing going with my girls to get facials. I have 3 daughters. So for each of their birthdays, we do like a mommy-daughter facial. So my last 2 facials have been with the girls, and the one in December for my youngest daughter will be for her mommy-daughter facial. So the one today is just me. It's just mom. So this is going to be like short and to the point, because I'm taking a half day to go to my facial. So let's dive in, because this is really going to give you so much clarity. And again, it is so KISS simple that you're just going to be like, oh my gosh, I was making things way more complicated than they need to be. So let's dive in. And this is something, again, I am always sharing this with clients. I'm like, they come to me, especially the ones who come to me making $0. They have to build out an entire strategy, and it feels so overwhelming. And again, some of them have young kids at home. They have other businesses. What I invite you to do is the exact same thing that I want my clients to do, and that is to do 3 S's every day. So the first one, we'll go over them all, and then I'll kind of touch on each one individually. But once I tell them to you, you're like, okay, cool. Like, you can take this and run with it. But the 3 S's are support, social, and selling. So let's talk about each of those. Every single day, you need to be doing something to check off one of those boxes. Some days you can do more than one thing in each of those boxes if that feels good. Some days, when the shit just hits the fan, you may not be able to check off one of the boxes, but you should have your business set up. Like, even if like the last couple weeks we had stomach bug stuff going around, even on those days where a kid was unexpectedly home, I was still able to do one act, each of those 3 S's. So this is so powerful, because that makes sure every day when you have a laundry list of things to do and a task list that feels like a mile long, you can look at your task list and discern what really needs to happen today. Or if the kids are homesick, or it's vacation, like, what really needs to happen today, what's really important here. So it's helping you have so much clarity, and it's helping you not get so far in one direction so that you're ignoring the other direction, because the 3 S's are really like these parallel lines that need to run together all the time. I see so often people get really stuck in one or the other. So they're always 100% supporting clients and they ignore their marketing. So when these clients finish, then they're like on this hamster wheel of like, let me get new clients again. And they're always in this feast or famine. Or if they're always marketing and not paying attention to their current clients aren't having a good experience. They're not renewing, they're not referring. Like, we need to always have these three lines running together. Obviously, if I am just like super strapped for time, my clients are going to get, that will be the one S that I do. If nothing else gets done, if I am like, if it's just the total craziest day, I at least know my clients will be taken care of. But that is such an outlier. I am doing one of these every single day. And this is something I really invite you to figure out, even if it looks different on different days. So like today, I'm showing up for this 30-minute training, which is me showing up online and selling, which looks different than it did yesterday when I had a full day of client calls and I just posted some stuff in stories. So we're going to kind of talk through that and let yourself see that every day it can look different. And you kind of have like blocks or buckets every day of like, okay, maybe on these days, it's pretty much client work and support. And so I at least have one simple action in each of the buckets. And then on another day, I might have a more in-depth training, or I might be doing a collab with someone and it is more time in another bucket. So just give yourself that like grace to see it doesn't look the same every day. It doesn't need to look the same every day. Like for me, sometimes my clients need more support some days than others. And like, that's literally not in my control and it doesn't matter. For me, it's like, I'm still supporting them, whether it's like everybody needs support or just a few people need support. So let yourself see that the days can be different. There's ebbs and flows depending on like, if you have a launch strategy and you're really like hitting it hard with promoting, which launches are made in between launches, y'all. So you need to be promoting and showing up and selling and being visible in between those launches. But let's dive in. Okay, so the first one is like really supporting your clients every day, making that your first priority because they are what run your business. And I don't have to tell you this, you already know this, but y'all, I have, again, at this point, like 100% of my clients have renewed with the current roster that I have now. And so that just feels really good and it sets me up for great recurring revenue. I'm actually doing a newsletter tomorrow about this. That's about like how I booked like 58.8K in revenue in just a few short weeks. And that's because most of that is renewing clients and most of it is relationships that just keep continuing month after month and year after year. And it keeps building. And that's just made me feel so secure in my business because I'm not constantly dealing with turnover and getting new clients. It's so much cheaper. There's so much data and numbers to support how much cheaper it is to have a client renew than to go out and constantly have to get new clients, just in terms of your marketing, your team spend, your time, like getting something up and running, whether it's you doing it or a team member, like it's just so much more expensive. So really focusing on providing amazing client support. And this is something I know that you already do. If you're here, you are a very heart-centered person and you do want to support the shit out of your clients. So I know that. I'm just saying it as a reminder that if you feel like somehow, oh, I supported clients all day and I didn't get to go do this 30-minute training, like don't make yourself wrong, because that's really like gonna support you just as much as going out and doing like a 30-minute training. And so let yourself see like, of course I'm providing an amazing experience because that's the kind of service provider I am. And it just sets my business up to be so safe and to like really help me in the long run in terms of amazing relationships and referrals and renewals. And so again, it's not like that you're not going to provide amazing service. It's just let yourself marinate and see that like that's like the best thing that you can do for your business, even if you're not going out and like creating 50 new templates and PDFs to share. So that's the first one. The second one is social. So this is showing up on social somehow. And again, depending on your offer, but depending on your business and visibility plan, social for you, like I have clients who make $300,000 a month who are not on social media at all, but they do in-person networking. So if that is you, please use the term social as like, it might not be social media for you. It might be in person, socially, like actually networking. But the concept is the same. It's that you're getting visible in front of your audience and in front of other audiences. And so this is something, again, with my one-to-one clients, it's one of the first things that we are looking at. It's one of the first things we're doing. This is so, so important to get yourself visible and to actually be visible in a way that like sets you apart, because we do that thing when we're new and we're uncomfortable, or we think we need more experience, where we really don't show up and like say the thing that we want to say. We don't use our voice. We kind of blend in the background. It's like technically we posted, but we're not actually like speaking to anyone, or we're just using something ChatGPT gave us, or we're using some copy template that somebody gave us like that. And that's not visibility. And that's what I'm really supporting with my clients behind the scenes, is helping them use their authentic, unique voice and really do it in a way that feels good and connects their audience to them. Because being a service provider, it feels so uncomfortable sometimes to show up and say what we really want to say. And that watered down visibility strategy is just, it's not even worth it at that point. Like, don't even do it if you're not going to show up authentically. And it can be really hard to find our unique voice, to find our unique edge, and to lean into that. And that's what I'm really supporting clients to do. And that's why they get amazing results. Obviously, also we work together to be able to convert people on the back end, but having that really unique voice on the front end is what brings people in, is what attracts people to them. It's what, you know, their people feel so seen and heard. I just had one of my clients message me, and she sent a screenshot from someone who wants to buy from her. And I almost cried reading it, because this person was so at their wits' end, and they messaged my client basically like, I need to work with you. How can I work with you? Like, where do I pay you? And it was just such this cry for help. And it just brought me back to like the reason we're here, like grounding into her why and why she's here. Yes, it's about the clients. Yes, it's about the cash, but it's also just like why you're here. And that is like the underlying theme of the social piece. Like, not just to check off the box of like, okay, Jordan, I posted on social today. I did it. I got visible. But like really being that person that like this client, someone just like so connected with her authentically online because she used her unique and authentic self, that they are just like a hell yes. Like, I know you can help me. Please help me. And they were just texting her like, and you know, DMing her, asking for help. And that to me is just like what this social is about. It's connecting to your people. It's attracting the right people. It's bringing them in. It's helping them build a relationship with you and see that you are the one out of the millions of people online. You are the only one for them. You are the person they want to pay and hire. And so that's what this S is. The third S is sell. So showing up on social doesn't necessarily mean you're selling. It means you're building a relationship. Sell means you're pitching your offer. So like, sometimes my clients who are like, I haven't made any sales. And it's like, well, have you been selling? Like, have you told people you have spots open? Have you made a pitch? Like, to either someone on a call, on a free experience call, on a best fit call, in a newsletter, in a Facebook group, on a live stream, like in your stories, like you need to be selling daily. And it could be as simple as a personal DM to someone that you're like, hey, you seem like someone who would be a great fit for my work. I'd love to offer you a free experience call. Or, hey, if you know anyone who could use these services, I'm opening some spots. Feel free to pass this along. It could be to anyone who could be a referral. It could be someone in your personal network that you're like, hey, did you know I started a business and I'm taking clients? Like, this is what it looks like. Here's how you can share my information. Like, it could literally be, I have this like template for my clients of like sales actions they can take. It can literally be so many things. It doesn't have to just be like, let me post on my feed to buy from me, because that's typically like a colder audience. Like, I would recommend doing it in stories anyway, but that's a whole nother conversation. But this is making sure that on a daily basis, you are selling to someone, whether it's pitching, you know, doing a collaboration and pitching on it, or you're guesting on a podcast and you're pitching on it, or again, in your stories, in emails, in DMs, in Facebook groups. Like, there's so many places you could sell. So it can look like showing up on social and giving value and building connections somewhere else, and then selling in another place. Like, you have a best fit call and you're selling to a person, you know, one-to-one. It could be that. So please take these 3 S's and implement them. Use them today. If you have questions or comments, be sure to book a best fit call, and we will figure out how we could implement these into your strategy so that you have such super simple, clarity and actions every day. Y'all, it does not have to be more complicated than this. I'm telling you, when I work with clients, they are shocked at how they can take fewer actions, like create messaging, nail their positioning, so they're attracting best fit people who are just so ready to buy from them. And then those conversions are just easy yeses. Like, it feels so good to have easy yeses, and it can really be super simple. You cut out the bullshit. You don't need the trending audio subscription emailed to you. You don't need the training on how to start a private podcast. Like, you can cut all of that out because you are so clear with what actually moves the needle forward and what to implement on every day. And it feels really good and simple. And this is why my clients create 10K, 20K past that months with one simple strategy and one simple funnel, because we're not making it more complicated. We're getting really freaking good at the few actions that we're taking. And again, it's why I love my work. I love supporting my clients. I love supporting them to make tens of thousands of new dollars. It's so exciting for me when I see their metrics. We do like these metrics that matter spreadsheets, and just to see the trajectory of their new cash and clients and revenue, it's just to have those numbers and dollar amounts in front of me. It just is like, yes, like it feels really good. And this is why I do this. So again, I'll put the best fit call link below. Opening spots in December for that, for 2025 availability. So again, if you're even remotely thinking about it, this is a zero pressure best fit call to see if you're the type of business owner that I can really support to help you like really create that high ticket package, like stumbling over my words now, to create a high ticket offer that isn't just you trading your time for dollars, but really attracts a different level of client who values what you do, who sees the value that you bring to the table, that's not just going to replace you when cash gets tight, or their spouse is going to do it, or an admin assistant's going to do it. Like, they know they can't get your support anywhere else, and they are so excited to have you, whether it's helping them with their health journey or helping them build their business. Like, they need you and your support, not AI, not ChatGPT, not Google. They need you, and they're willing to pay really good money to get that support and work with you long term. Like, that's who I love to support. We want to pivot you to a high ticket offer that just sells on repeat over and over and feels like a dream to book clients in. So again, best fit call below, and we will again work on your 3 S's: support, selling, and social. So let me know your thoughts and takeaways. I know this one was short, but this doesn't really need much more than that. But let me know if you have questions. And again, thank you so much for being here. Next week is Thanksgiving, so we'll have a fun replay for you. And y'all, then we're in December. Happy holidays. Let's do it. All right. See y'all later.